Welcome back, everybody. Beer brackets. You can see these two wonderful beers in front of me. One is the oldest brewery in the United States of America, Yuengling, with their traditional lager. Oh boy, we love this beer. Going head to head with a beer that we haven't featured on the Beer Brackets channel in quite some time, my friend. It's been a very, very long time. The last time we featured Heineken was in our Stella versus Heineken versus battle, but now we are putting it head to head against the Yuengling to see which one comes out on top. I cannot wait. This is a toss-up for me.
Me too, my friend. Heineken, come on. It's got to be a beer that like everybody has tried at least once in one iteration, like can or a bottle.
Exactly.
It's going to be fun and interesting to see.
Well, let's do this, man. Let's crack these open. We're going to be going over all of our review elements, so aroma, taste, mouthfeel, finish, and overall beer experience, which takes all the intangibles into play to pick a winner. Buddy, let's get right into this. Let's crack these beers open. Actually, I've always used a can opener, or a bottle cap opener, I should say, to open my Yuengling, but you say it's a twist off. Let's try.
It should be.
Oh, it's a twist off.
Yes! It worked!
What a good beer secret. I never knew that.
Yeah, it's... I didn't know either until a good friend of mine, Drew, that has been on the channel before, like pointed that out. Like
hey,
when
Drew.
I first was hanging out with him.
Thank you, Drew, for sharing all those beer secrets, those Yinger secrets. We love our Yuengling secrets.
It makes the beer better.
I haven't had a Heineken, I think, since we did the Heineken versus Stella episode.
Oh, really? I think I've had one at a certain point, like at somebody's house. I haven't purchased them necessarily. So yeah, it's been a while for sure.
All right, buddy. Well, I'll give you a second there. I'm sorry. I don't mean to rush your beer pouring.
Yeah, sorry. I'm
again.
Got to go with the microphone.
Contrast of colors, amber and blonde, together in harmony, in beer harmony.
Look at that.
And you can see right off the bat too. I mean,
there on the Heineken for me.
I was just going to say, comparing these two beers, if you look at the levels of the head on them, the Yuengling traditionally does not have quite a large head on it. So is that going to affect the mouthfeel? Let's see. Aroma cheers, buddy.
Aroma cheers.
What do you think?
Ooh, I love the fact that they're so different. Like they showcase completely different characteristics. Oh, okay. This is interesting.
This is a tough one.
The Heineken is a little bit more lean and I would say hoppy, if you allow me. The Yuengling has more of a strong lager presence. Like when and by lager I mean like more malty characteristic. Like the Heineken leans a little bit more towards the Pilsner side. Yes. Like it has more 100%. Of that like hoppy present. I think I'm going to go with the Yuengling, my friend. I really like the way like the balance of the hops and the malt are like showcasing on that. Like, what do you think?
Yeah, I mean, the Heineken is really delicious. Like you said, it's very much a Pilsner kind of aroma. You know, it says there on the bottom of the can, premium malt lager. But when it comes to maltiness, the Yuengling definitely has it down. Very, very bready aroma on the Yuengling. Mixed with some hops. This is very unique for a beer of this nature, and I got to give it to the Yuengling as well. My friend, now we get to the taste. Let's take a sip of these delicious beers. Let me know which one you prefer.
Cheers.
Heineken. I like to call Heineken old reliable. It's just so reliable. You know what you're getting with Heineken. It's just quality.
You know, I haven't had this in a while. Heineken specifically. Yuengling I've had like recently. And I will say there is a bit on the taste. There's a little bit in comparison. There's a little bit more of a sour note on the Heineken for me. Very nice maltiness, very nice hop presence on both. But the Heineken has a little bit of that sour presence like that I would attribute a little bit to the malt, but also the hoppy presence that the beer has. I think I'm going to lean Yuengling again. Like I like how like the malt is balanced by the hops and how like they play along together.
3-0 Yuengling. Definitely Yuengling. I think it's just that strong maltiness that it brings forward is just so much more interesting and so much more unique. I love the taste of Heineken, but there's a uniqueness to Yuengling that just isn't matched in this market space that I think it has to take the point. So right now we have a 4-0 lead for Yuengling, my friend, but we get to the mouthfeel. We have to do a quick refresher here to see, to be accurate beer barometers and be able to tell which one comes out on top.
Always important.
Take a quick swig. Let me know which one comes out on top for you. Okay. I see you, Heineken. I see you.
Yeah. I think I'm going to give it to Heineken, my friend. Like the Heineken has like a more clean palate cleansing effect. You know, the carbonation is more lively. So well done, Heineken. What do you think?
You know what I love about Heineken? I think even in the bottle, and our Heineken can versus bottle, by the way, is our most popular episode. It's by far the most viewed episode. So people are fascinated in the difference between Heineken and a can versus a bottle. But in whichever format you have it in, I find Heineken has always had like a little bit of a creamy mouthfeel to it. I've always found. And I did mention that in the review and in the can versus bottle. And I think it's so unique for a lager in the sense that it manages to accomplish that kind of creaminess and with just the perfect amount of carbonation to go along with that. I'm going to give the point to Heineken as well, my friend. The Yuengling is really crisp. You know, you get 1,000 little bubbles bursting right away, but then it fades. The mouthfeel just disappears. The mouthfeel is actually probably the least most interesting part of the Yuengling beer for me. So definitely point to Heineken. So Yuengling is up 4-2 at this point, my friend, and we get to the finish. Which one do you think comes out on top? This is the meat and potatoes of this review. I'm so curious. Which one's getting the point?
So see, I think the Yuengling is walking in the finish with a very strong presence. Like it has like all of the malts, all of the hops. It's there and it stays, and it's not like going away like as quickly as you would normally think in a lager.
Yeah.
And I kind of like that. Heineken, on the other hand, and I'm going to just take another reading here just to be sure.
Yeah. Please do.
Has that very unique mouthfeel. And I feel like you pinpointed it so well in your description. Like it has that almost like creamy presence. But after that, like it kind of like fades, which is probably also something that it might be a very good characteristic, like for, you know, a lot of people. But apart from the hop and the bitterness, there's not too much of the malt presence like left compared to the Yuengling. I think it just comes down to what a person prefers. And for me particularly, I think I'm going to go Yuengling. What do you think, my friend?
I think you described it perfectly. I don't need to repeat everything that you said. So it comes down to maltiness versus hoppiness. The finish of Yuengling is my favorite part of this beer. I got to give it to Yuengling. I love that really slight, malty, just bready flavor that lasts on the finish. It's just absolutely delicious. So my friend, 6-2 at this point. So Heineken cannot come back, but let's see. In the overall beer experience from beginning to end, can it get any more points here? Which one do you prefer?
I don't know. Like we always say, like in the overall is where the intangibles are coming into play.
Yeah.
You know, there's intangibles in both. Like one, Heineken is a beer that when I grew up in Italy was around, like obviously always. I was lucky enough to go and visit like the Heineken original brewery and see the Heineken experience and so on. So I have like a lot of memories of that as well. And Yuengling, on the other hand, like has like this presence of me coming here and discovering it. So it's hard to pick. It's very hard to pick because of the intangibles. But I think that just judging on the moment and what I'm tasting right now, I'm going to go Yuengling, my friend. Like I am really enjoying the Yuengling experience here tonight. What do you think?
I have to agree from beginning to end. Even though Heineken is a wonderful beer experience from beginning to end, you'll never be disappointed with a Heineken. It's refreshing, it's flavorful, it's crisp, it's clean. It's a fantastic beer. I think Yuengling just has a little bit more of a unique character to it with that maltiness that we've talked about a bunch of times here. That little bready character, that biscuity character that you get off the Yuengling is just a little bit more intriguing than what you get off the Heineken. If you put 2 ice cold frosty pints next to me, 1 Yinger and 1 Heineken, I'm going to go for the Yinger every day of the week, buddy. 8-2 final score. Yuengling takes the victory. Let us know down below, everybody. What do you think about these 2 beers? Which one do you prefer? Have you tried Yuengling? What do you think? How do you think it stands up to the powerhouse that is Heineken? Let us know down below. Whatever you do, do not forget to close your beer brackets.
Close your beer brackets.
Cheers, everybody.
Cheers.